Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm happy to have you. Today I'm going to be going over my revenue from 2020. So today is a brand new year. It's 2021. It's time to talk about what the last year looked like for me and what I plan on doing moving forward. So there's a lot to dive into here. I had a lot of streams of revenue this past year and we're gonna break them all down. Whew, it's a lot, so hang in with me. I have a few different things that I do online. So first and foremost, I'm a full-time reseller. So I go to places like Goodwill, I buy secondhand clothing and I sell it on Poshmark, ThredUp, some direct sells. Secondly, I'm also a content creator. So you're watching this video on YouTube right now. I make YouTube videos, and with that comes two different forms of payment. So there's my YouTube AdSense payments, and then there's affiliates and sponsorships that I also get, which brings in an income. My next source of income is I developed a reseller planner this year. I don't have one sitting next to me, but I developed a reseller planner this year. So I have sales from a product. And then my last stream of income is I have a how to sell on Poshmark course. And then at the beginning of the year, I also did mentorship groups of people where it was a month-long mentorship and I taught them how to sell and how to bring their sales up. So I will say that the bulk of my income now is coming through teaching others how to resell. I still have a large chunk of income that comes from reselling, but I enjoy teaching others. I have fun with it. I know what I'm doing when I resell. I've been doing it full time for 5 years now. So yes, I make more money teaching others how to resell than I do actual reselling right now. And I used to have a lot of guilt around that, but I'm kind of over having that guilt. That's kind of what's evolved from my beginning as a reseller, and hopefully I've been able to help some of you out. And so it is what it is, right? I don't even know how to explain it. I get a lot of kickback like, oh, you make more money teaching people than you actually do how to resell, so how dare you actually teach people how to resell? And that doesn't add up in my head anymore. So I'm not going to apologize anymore. That is what it is. We're going to start the video with that because I don't want to hear it. I don't. Okay, let's dive into my actual numbers though. So a few things. These are my numbers before overhead, right? So this is before I take anything into consideration. So my inventory, my paying employees. This is before I, pay my tax bill. This is before I pay for my cell phone bill, like any sort of overhead that my company has. Those are the numbers that I'm actually going to be sharing with you today. I'm not going to be sharing my actual take-home numbers, and there's a few reasons for this. And I know that's also going to be a sore subject, but I have employees at this point. So I pay a videographer, like a creative person. I have paid people to list for me. I have paid people to do a bunch of different things for me this year. And I don't think it's right for me to be publicly sharing their income. I will share at the end of the video how much I have paid myself. And that's what actually matters at the end of the day. So there's that, but I will share with you how much revenue my company brought in and what that looks like. So let's break it down, shall we? First and foremost, Poshmark. Poshmark is my big ticket. That is what I teach you guys about. That is what I talk about. I go thrifting, I buy these items, I sell them on Poshmark. That is what this channel is all about, reselling. So on Poshmark this year in sales, I sold $78,987 in total on my first account. And then on my second account, I sold $770. So I had like a random little account for a second that sold 770. So in total on Poshmark, we sold just under $80,000, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm very happy with that number. And I think for the amount of time I actually put into Poshmark right now, that's a solid number. So I would say right now it's maybe 10 to 20 hours a week that I actually put into Poshmark. It's definitely a part-time thing. It's not my full-time, every day I'm working on Poshmark situation. I have a lot of other projects going into my life. But in 2021, that's all going to change. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. The next reselling source of income is ThreadUp. ThreadUp is a place where you send your items in and then they go on consignment and then you get paid out at the end of the consignment. It's kind of complicated. But what I made from ThreadUp was $18,266. So that's not too bad. And then I did have some direct sales. I don't love doing direct sales, but I do have some direct sales that I do here and there. So over the course of the year in direct sales, I made $9,430. And then I also had a small booth at Selwood Union, which is a clothing antique mall. I don't know how to explain it. So I had that for a few months, and in those few months I did about $7,000 in sales. So the fun part about that is that the first month or so I actually was paid in Bitcoin and that was over the summer when Bitcoin prices were really low, and my Bitcoin that I was paid out as like, I think quadrupled, like it's like 4x to what I got paid for it. So that was kind of like a neat little bonus. So it wasn't a ton of money, but side note, okay, I'll take it. Okay, so let's see here. In total, that is, I messed up and didn't add that 770 to my spreadsheet. But so in total for those three things, was, what is that, 114,000 and 300, it's just over 114,000 is what we did in revenue on those 4 different sites. So that was reselling clothing. So that is like the bulk of what I talk about when I say I'm a 6-figure reseller. I actually bring in revenue of over 6 figures selling secondhand clothing that I buy at their stores. So I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that number. I'm happy with that, especially because I did not put as much time as I typically would have into reselling. I put that time into YouTube and developing my reseller planner and my course and doing mentorships and teaching you guys how to make that kind of money reselling online. Okay, so my next group of income is my YouTube money. So my AdSense, this number is not what it should have been. What happened was at the beginning of the year, YouTube was going great for me, and then it really died off when everything happened and everything got shut down. I couldn't really make videos. So there was months where I wasn't making basically anything on YouTube. And now that's picking back up now that things are reopened and I can go thrifting and I can show you guys what I found. And so this number is lower than it's been in the past, and that's okay. So my YouTube payouts this year from AdSense were $40,503. So that's great. I mean, $40,000 for making YouTube videos, I'm not mad about that. That is, you know, a lot of people's entry level jobs with a college degree. I'll take it. And then I also have affiliate marketing that I do. So, you know, the link's down below in my bio. I did affiliates for places like B&G. I did affiliates for a tax course. I did affiliates for a ThreadUp course. I did a lot of different affiliates. I did a sponsorship for a video game company, right? Like all of these different affiliates, they add up. I'm not going to break them all down because there's probably like 20 of them, I think, at this point, and that's a lot of effort for a video. This video would be really long. But my affiliate marketing revenue was $38,587. So between my AdSense money and my affiliate marketing money, my revenue was $79,090. I'll take it. Again, that's a great, I am shocked that I'm able to do that. I'm shocked that you guys watch these YouTube videos, that you're kind, that you are interested in what I have to say about reselling. I'm always incredibly grateful for that business that I have, and that I am not only able, I started this channel never thinking it would make any money. I literally just started because I was lonely and because I wanted to make a connection in the community. And not only did I do that, I was able to help a lot of people start their own small businesses and then start their own YouTube channel. So when I started this channel 5 years ago, there was not a single person doing Goodwill outlet hauls. There was not people talking about Poshmark. There was some eBay resellers on YouTube, not a ton. Like, it's just changed so much. And I know that the growth has been incredible. So not just for me, but for so many of you. And I'm just really thankful that I had the guts and I did it and I started this YouTube channel. The next item on here is I really want to show it to you guys. Developed a reseller planner. Ta-da! So this is my reseller planner, and the first quarter sold out. You can still pick up the second quarter. So look at this. Q2 is still available, and that will ship out in a couple months. But the Q1 planners, hopefully you guys are all starting to use them today. This generated $37,194 in revenue so far, well, for 2020. So that was great. The overhead on these is, of course, a little bit more than things like YouTube or even Poshmark, but this was such a great tool, and I was really, really thankful that I was able to develop this. It has been a dream of mine for a long time. So I'm just thankful that it's out there and in your guys' hands. The next thing that I did was I developed a reseller course. So if you want to learn more about how to sell on Poshmark, I actually have a reseller course. That reseller course is probably the most passive income that I have because I created that and now it's just continuing to generate revenue. There will be an update to that at the beginning of next year. But as it stands right now, my course has brought in $82,638 in revenue. And that is basically pure profit. There was no real overhead there. I think I paid someone to do some graphic design for me. That was just a few $100s. So that's purely like at least $82,000 in pure profit. Like, we love that. We love that. Actually, that's not true. I actually have to pay Teachable a small percent, but not as much as you. It's a very small percent. Either way, it's at least $70,000 in pure profit. That's amazing. And that profit continues, right? You make it one time and it continues. So if you have knowledge about something, don't be afraid to start a YouTube channel, provide a lot of value for free, improve your worth, and then develop a course. And I don't charge very much for my course, but it brings in a lot of revenue. I know it's helping a lot of people, and that is the goal at the end of the day. And then my last thing that I did at the beginning of the year, I ended up stopping them this summer because with everything going on, all of the lockdowns, it's a little bit harder to do the mentorship program, but I had a mentorship program. And so between the mentorship and I did do a lot of like direct one-on-one calls with people, that brought in $27,600. And again, there's zero overhead for that. So that was pure profit. No overhead on that one. So the course and the mentorship together was $110,238. Zero overhead, but a lot of my time, a lot of my energy. It's very stressful. I do yes, that's pure profit. There's not a lot of overhead there, but there is a lot of work, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work that go into those two things. So that's just something to keep in mind. So in total, my grand total, I was projecting $350,000 in revenue for my companies to do this year. My companies ended up generating $340,205 in revenue. Again, that's before I pay everything, right? That's before taxes. That's before the inventory. That's before I pay employees. That does end up being around between 30 to 40%, depending on what one you're looking at. So I do have some overhead, right? But then there's some things that I just don't really have any overhead on. So it all balances out. Now, the big question I get a lot is how much do you pay yourself? And that's like what really matters at the end of the day is how much can I actually pay myself from all of these things that I do. I try and reinvest a lot of the money that my company makes. So I don't actually pay myself as much as most people think I probably pay myself, and that's okay. I want to reinvest as much as I can back into the company to continue to see it grow. So the amount that I pay myself every month is $5,000. So that is about $60,000 a year that I personally pay myself. And I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I do not have a college degree. I do not have a lot of things, right? So I started this business from scratch, going to thrift stores. I started this business literally with $0, like $0. So what I did was I had some like weight loss protein shake stuff that we never drank that was in my cupboard. I sold it on eBay, and I continued to reinvest and reinvest and reinvest and reinvest, and then build things out. I've had failures, I've had successes. It's been 5 years of real craziness. But this is the first year where I really feel secure in my business and what I'm doing and the path and the direction that it's on. So between reselling and helping you guys learn how to resell, developing tools like the planner to help you guys stay accountable and help you grow your business using things that I use every day in my business, that's where I'm at. So it took a long time to get here. This isn't overnight, and this is really hard work, but I did it. And I did it during a season in life when everything was chaotic. My kids, kids aren't in school, so I'm also a mother of 2 young children. My husband works nights, and so I'm always trying to balance everything out, right? Like I have to be available for them during the day, and then I have to keep them quiet because my husband's sleeping, and I have to try and run this business, and I have to try and get everything done. So there's a lot that goes into my days, and I always feel like there's something else I need to do, but I'm able to provide a good salary to myself. And my business is generating enough money to be able to also pay other people, right? Like that's so great. I have a full-time designer that works with me that does all of my YouTube stuff. She developed this planner. She does everything. So she's a full-time employee that I have. I have people that have come in and do like contract work for me. And then in 2021, I actually plan on hiring out a couple listers, moving my reselling business into more of an office space and hiring out these listers and shippers. So the reselling side of my business is going to go back offsite. I'm going to have other people doing it because as much as I love doing it, I just don't have the time in my day, and I have to let go. I hate it. I don't love this. I don't love the fact that I just don't have enough time in my day. And it took me a long time to be realistic with myself. It was always like, oh, I can do that. I can just get it done. I can take the photos. I can do these listings. I can do it. But it wasn't getting done. Because if I'm honest with myself, I don't have those extra hours in the day to do everything. And I've built this business up, and I have all of these different things that I'm doing. And if I want to continue to do things like develop products and make daily YouTube videos and have my stuff actually selling on Poshmark, I need to make some changes. So I'll talk more about those. But in the year 2021, my goals are get this offsite, hire some contract workers to get my listings done. I want to continue with the planners. So we're already looking at 2022 planners, and then other tools to help resellers that are actual hard products, because I love doing this sort of thing. I'm going to continue with my course. We're going to be upgrading the course. We're going to be building out a full website with some blog. I'm going to be starting a podcast. Yes, you heard that. I'm going to start a podcast. It's already in the works. Not necessarily a reselling podcast, but a business-based podcast with a couple friends. So we'll see how that goes. You know me, like I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm excited for the prospect of that. I'm excited to bring kind of like a female entrepreneur podcast that talks about balancing everything and trying to run your business and what that looks like with a couple different friends of mine, and we're all at kind of different levels. So we're going to start recording that, and then that should be out in the beginning of 2021. So we have that going on. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm going to continue to sell secondhand clothing that I find at thrift stores online because I love doing that. That is my passion, and I love helping you guys because I know that you guys can start with $0 and build up a business that's bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue every single year. So that's where we're at. I hope this was helpful. I know that it kind of sucks that I'm not sharing my overhead in detail, but I just feel like you have to protect a little bit. Like my employees deserve privacy, and deserve for me not to spill like exactly what they're making. That's just not right of me. But like I said, I pay myself $60,000 a year. I do give myself a little bonus at the end of the year, just a heads up on that. And that is based on how much profit I have. So I did give myself a bonus as well, and it was a nice bonus. So talk to your tax guy, talk to an accountant to decide what that looks like for you. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys. I hope this inspired you, and I hope 2021 is going to be the best year ever. I really want to see at least $500,000 in revenue in 2021, if not more. I'll let you guys know how that goes. So have a great day, everyone. I'll be back again tomorrow with a new video. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and you can follow along with my journey in this upcoming year. Happy New Year, everyone. Goodbye.